God's message of love to you from the other women in the Bible.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of The Other Women of the Bible. I'm Larry Watlington of GETL Ministry, and as always, I'm excited to give these presentations, this teaching, and I hope it's doing you some good too as well. Okay, where are we at today? Today, Diana. Now, who was Diana? If you had watched the previous episode or the previous lesson, we talked about Jacob and Leah, and they had sons, but they also had one daughter. Jacob had 12 sons, one daughter, and that daughter was Diana, his only daughter. Now, if you remember what we talked about when we talked about Jacob, Leah, Rachel, all kinds of confusion, all kinds of mess there. And Diana, you know what, she witnessed, as a young girl, she was there to witness this travesty and the turmoil and the angst between her mother, Leah, and her aunt, Rachel, and the jealousy and the envy and everything else about having two women married to the same man, Jacob. Now, also, you know, growing up with these 12 boys, it seems that Diana wasn't noticed a lot. She kind of fell through the cracks because there's not a lot of things that really talked about Diana as that sister. But she did get noticed once. This is when Jacob moved to another area. And she met this young man named Shechem. And Shechem, he was the son of the pagan ruler of the land near where Jacob had settled down, where they lived to. And Shechem, he thought he loved her, but he was just in lust with the young lady, with Diana. Because what he ended up doing, he raped her. He raped her because he wanted her. He just wanted her for himself. He didn't want her as a wife. So he ended up raping her. Now, here's what happened. Diana gets raped. And there was a lot of failures that happened. First of all, her brothers. You know, now she's got all these brothers. So what they did, they were more about avenging the family name as opposed to really taking care of their sister. So they acted very harshly. They went and did some pretty bad things to the men in that city. I won't get into the details of that. You can read Genesis chapter 34. This is where all this takes place, in Genesis chapter 34. But the takeaway is that they were more concerned about keeping the family name clean because this is what they've done to my sister. Now, look at Jacob. You know, part of these series I talk about, the takeaway is the role of the father in protecting the daughter and providing a safe environment. Jacob failed in that environment. Not only did he fail for protecting his daughter, he didn't provide sometimes good fatherly advice to his sons. Even though he knew what his sons were going to do, he kind of sat back and let it play out. Didn't really step up to the plate. But who was the victim? Diana. Why? Because Diana was completely overlooked in this process. Okay, so tell me, how often does this happen in our lives today? When sometimes the family name becomes much more important than the individual that's hurting. You know, I know growing up, sometimes you hear about things happening within families and, oh, well, we can't let that get out because, you know, we don't want the name to be ruined. No, if things like this happens in your family, it needs to get out because the individual is more important than just the name of the family. Because sometimes tragedies are concealed or mishandled to protect the name of the family. So whenever we hear about these Diana experiences in the community or in the hood, no, they need to be exposed and taken care of. Now, I will tell you, even when it seems that nobody cares or nobody notices, God, you know, he always cares. And he's always concerned. He's even concerned about the very strands of hair on our head. Even the ones that's missing in my head now, as I've gotten older. He's concerned about those. So when we think about Diana and how probably she felt about her self-worth, don't let your self-worth be based on the opinion of others, but let your self-worth be based on how you are viewed in the sight of God. Amen? Listen, he that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the church.
Hear God's message of love.